So we're going to continue our test of the Ryobi 150 watt inverter here. Right now we're going to be putting it on a 4-bar. This is the 4-bar LT, let me get this right, 4-bar LT quad BT. This is the Bluetooth version, which is that one also. And what I'm using or powering this with is a 3 amp hour battery here on that little Ryobi 150 watt inverter. For those wondering, that's a 6 amp hour battery, and that is a 1.3 amp hour battery. So you can see that there's a little bit of difference. There's also a 9 amp hour battery that would sit right here, again, about proportionate, that I'm going to be testing next week. We just got that in yesterday. I wanted to show you this. Now, I've been using this to test. We did this 2 nights during the show, so if you're watching some of my shows this week, you saw the flickering of lights or the extra lights in the background. This was on. So one night it was on static, so it was on basically all 4 LEDs full on. That lasted with a 3 amp hour battery, lasted 45 minutes. The unit is a quad unit. That means it's a red, green, blue, amber. And I had, of course, the color set to white, so we had the 4 of them set full on. Then I have a second program that I put together, and I wanted to give it the ability to only use one LED. And this looks orange, but it's really red, and the blue and the green. And then I used a white. I could have gone with an amber. The white would have been taking, again, using all 4 LEDs as it's chasing back and forth. And you can kind of see that as it goes over to white. You probably don't see it on the video. Anyway, we ran that last night. Let's see. The wattage you're seeing, it's at a single LED. And then when it goes to the multi-LED, that's when you see that wattage draw jump. Some of the LEDs are much more efficient than some of the others. That 35 was white. Now the blue, yeah, it's just interesting how watching it. So this lasted, with this slow chase, it ran for 2 hours and 5 minutes before it shut off. So with the chase, 2 hours and 5 minutes. If I would make it so it's just using one LED, so if I'd have gone red, blue, green, amber, I probably would have been able to get more time out of it because of the draw. So I'm going to have you watch here, and I'm going to go back to the fixed. This is what we're getting when we have a solid white. So you're doing about a 50 watt draw. Now the difference between this and the audio, when I'm doing a 50 watt draw on the audio, we would have spikes that happen so quickly with the speaker and the amplifier that it would actually exceed the 150 watts that this would put out. Lighting is basically consistent or fairly consistent. So you're seeing there's a little bit of variation, but not very much. So I can run this. I could probably put 2 of these on here. 100 watts. It's going to not run very long. It'd probably only give you about 15 to 20 minutes of run on a 3 amp hour battery, but I could, in theory, do it. I wouldn't do it. If I were going to be doing that, I'd go to the 9 amp hour battery, or I would probably just watch this. Now I'm going to dim this down. So we're down to about 30%. And take a look at the draw, how the amperage draw has just dropped completely. Now, granted, it's not as bright. I get that. But let's just watch this. I'm going to take the dimmer back up if I can get it. There we are. The dimmer goes back up all the way. And we're right back up to 50 watt drop. So that just gives you an idea. If you needed to run your lights on a battery, it could run on one of these little Ryobi units. And with a bigger battery and chasing, I would be able to get 4 hours of runtime with the program I was doing last night, which is, let's go back to fade. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not seeing that. So just using those 4 colors. I take it down to 3 colors or go to amber instead of multi. I would be able to get 4+ hours on a 6 amp hour battery. 9 amp hour battery, I would be able to get probably in that 5 to 6 hours of runtime, which would obviously take care of most of our events if we would need to do that. Anyway, just a little bit of an update here. We're doing more testing to know exactly what this little Ryobi can do as a backup power supply for our DJ systems.